My topic that I'm going to talk about is what was hot at KBIS. And if you don't know what KBIS is, it is a kitchen and bath show that they have annually. And we were fortunate enough to have the opportunity. There was 5 of us that went. And we took a day up to Chicago. And it's the newest and the latest out there for kitchen and baths. So anything from appliances to cabinetry to moldings, they have a little bit of everything. What I'm going to kind of just narrow down is what we thought was really cool, as well as maybe a little informative as to you guys as well too. The first booth we walked in was an appliance. It was a big one there. I won't name a name because I don't believe Dale carries it, but it was G. Did we say G? Okay, so I can mention it. But it was one of the first booths we walked into. And appliances, they're always evolving. And kind of what we noticed, and kind of Angie and I talked about it, is some of the unexpected spaces that appliances are going in now. They're not the not common rooms. You know, yes, they're going to be in your refrigerator, your kitchens, and things like that. But try to think out of the box sometime, especially if you're building. Kind of, I'm nudging over here. Think out of the box. You can put a beverage center in your master suite, so you don't have to go all the way over to your kitchen to get that beverage, or a microwave, or anything in that nature to pop that popcorn. Theater rooms are a big hit right now. So who wants to stop the movie and say, oh, stop that movie, I can't miss it. I gotta go all the way to the kitchen to get a beverage, or a warming drawer to have in the theater room as well, to keep whatever you're having warm right there, so you don't have to get up and stop that movie or pause it or whatever. So what we saw was kind of just unexpected places or spots or uncommon spots throughout the home that appliances can be put. It's kind of like thinking out of the box. There's no rule of thumb of that. The other thing that really stuck out at me, and I don't know if Lee had seen this, but was the Electrolux booth as well there too. And we didn't really go in it, but I kind of did a little bit of research on it. And it stuck out to me they had an induction cooking stove, and it's kind of the newest and the latest out there. I actually kind of thought of this on my way into work today because I was kind of gathering things around to get food around today, and I saw the commercial of Kelly Ripa, and that commercial that she boils water in 90 seconds. And most of us, maybe we were boiling water at the same time, waiting for that water to boil while we're watching that commercial. That's induction cooking. I had to do a little research on it, but it takes electromagnetic heat transfer from our cookingware, and that's how she can boil that water in 90 seconds. So it's a little bit faster than gas and electric. It's less time, and then with less time is less energy.
But so you have to buy new pots and pans and stuff.
Yes, you have to have a metallic pan.
You do. Yep.
But at first it was only like Thermadors and Wolf's, and they were like almost $4 grand. This one she's talking about is the 30 inches, $13.99. It's a pretty good price.
Yeah, it's a pretty good price. And I think as time processes, I think things are going to be evolving and more to, to cookware and things like that.
Ours is live too, so you can.
Is it? A couple of the other things that I saw was refrigerators with the ice maker, normal ice maker, just a normal size glass. Some of the larger side-by-side refrigerators are coming out that you can actually fit a pitcher in. You don't have to stand there for ice cube to drop. I can't remember the term, what it was called, but Dale might know. But there is a switch that it will, the ice will come out faster for that pitcher, so you don't have to stand there either. So again, appliances are always evolving, and because it was one of the booths that we walked in first, it kind of caught my eye on some things as well. But if you have any appliance needs, I'm going to say go see Dale. He'll take really good care of you at Stuckey's as well. Another neat thing that we saw, we walked in 2 booths, and one being inkable and one being brown, and they're wood carving products. And it was a metal wood accent. And when I say that, it is still a wood piece. And unfortunately, we didn't get a sample of it today. We tried our best. And when I say a wood piece, it can be an onlay, it could be corbels, it could be dental in the crown. But what it is it's a wood product, it has a metal coating on it, and it came in a lot of different colors: copper, stainless steel, brushed nickel, pewter. There were a lot of different colors there. And I thought it was really neat for the fact that kind of, Angie mentioned the feet back there right behind you. It's something that you could add to your existing space to update it. Even, she mentioned the furniture vanity pieces. That would be something that you could update with. But it can be with legs or posts, so it could, address and dress up your island if you wanted to. Right behind you, there's an onlay right behind you off of that hood. It could dress that piece up. You could tie it in with your hardware. You could tie it in if you had stainless steel products. So it was something out of the box, something very new that we had seen that we thought was really neat. And me personally, I think we're going to try to get some customers to use it into some kitchens and baths and things like that. But again, kind of...
Question.
Go ahead.
It's behind a stove. How hard is it to keep clean?
I would have...
Because, there's your thing, if you cook. Now, if you're just one of those, I cook, and a lot of families cook. Well, how do you get the grease off? How do you get the other off? I know when we
It's a
did...
wood product.
When we did ours, we did it with classic marble, and Mike said, Dorothy, you want it to go all the way up. The marble will show off the, if you put the lights underneath that.
Mhm.
And it's just so easy to clean.
Mhm.
And if you get those little balls and everything else, you've got grease in the things, you take a toothbrush and you try to get it clean. How easy are some of these products then to clean, since you're going to be putting them behind a stove?
Well, if you're speaking about like the Chemetal, what's right behind you, and the Miraflex, which is in the other vignette right across from you, those are fairly easy to clean. They can be wiped down. The wood products, the wood carvings, you wouldn't necessarily put it right behind a stove area because of the fire codes and things like that. As Dale mentioned there, you couldn't.
But I'm
So,
saying like that down there, the indented things.
yep, that's ceramic tile, and the actual liner piece is actually a metal piece with, and so that's all tile, and it's very cleanable. You would seal it. I don't think we got that far, but we grouted it, but you would seal it, and it's pretty durable to just wipe down and clean off for you.
You would want to avoid anything too intricate, any kind of material. It doesn't matter what the material is behind your stove.
Yeah.
Just simply because, you clean your kitchen plenty enough to know that the more ornate something is, the more detailed it is, the harder it is to get in those small places. So.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. So, kind of with that being said, not putting it behind the stove, but some of the wood accents that we had seen, whether it be an onlay or a rosette or integrated in the crown or anything, again, kind of thinking out of the box of where you can add just a little bit of depth, a little bit of interest. And, we haven't got the pricing on it, so we don't know exactly where it is in price point, but it would be something that maybe is economical if you just incorporate it into some small areas of the kitchen as well, too. Okay? Obviously, we looked at cabinetry because we're a cabinet company, so we did look at some cabinetry there as well. And I had this lady right here mention that this vignette right behind me, she noticed that it was mixed. And when I say mixed, we have stain with paint with actually a glaze on that as well, too. We saw quite a bit of that. So mixing is still very hot and still around. Do you have some pictures that maybe we could pop up? That's my laundry room.
Yeah.
Do
You want me just kind of scroll?
Yeah, just go through.
Okay.
So there's mixing, and when I say mix, this is a perfect example, but they actually had a lot of different mixing as well too. There was a piece that we had seen, and it'll pop up here sooner or later, that it was actual furniture piece, and they mixed and matched the drawers with the actual unit. So it really popped that piece. This particular piece, the upper is a darker stain, the lower is a lighter stain. So again, kind of thinking out of the box, it doesn't have to be just your island being something different versus your perimeter, which still can be done.